Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive.
Always exciting to be back.
You know, sometimes you just feel like you're not getting through to your partner.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, we're going to be talking all about communication in relationships today.
Right.
We've got some great insights from a conversation between Thomas and Marie.
Yes.
Thomas is a newlywed, and he's been sharing his experience about how he's been learning to communicate better with his wife.
Wonderful.
So this is going to be good for anyone who's, in a romantic relationship or really just wants to be a better communicator.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that really stood out to me was Thomas's initial reluctance to show his emotions.
Yes.
He thought it made him look weak.
Right. And that's something we hear a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's this idea that you have to, keep it all bottled up.
Be strong and stoic.
Exactly. But it's interesting.
What's that?
Vulnerability can actually be a strength.
How so?
Well, when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable with our partners,
Yeah.
it shows them that we trust them. And that can actually build a stronger connection.
So it's like the opposite of what Thomas was thinking.
Exactly. And what's really cool is that when Thomas finally did open up to his wife,
Yeah.
instead of judging him, she was totally understanding.
Wow. So it really paid off.
Absolutely. It was a turning point in their communication.
That's fantastic. Now, Marie also talked about the importance of listening without judgment.
Oh, that's huge.
It's so much easier said than done, though.
You're telling me it's like our default mode is to jump in with our own opinions.
Right, but active listening is about really hearing what your partner is saying without interrupting or getting defensive.
Exactly. It's like being a detective.
A detective.
Yeah, you're gathering information, you're asking questions.
I like that analogy.
You're really trying to understand their perspective.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But how do you do that when you're feeling triggered or upset?
It's tough, but one thing that helps is to remember that your partner's emotions are valid.
Even if you don't agree with them.
Exactly. Their feelings are their feelings, and you don't have to take them personally.
That's something that Thomas really struggled with at first.
So.
He would feel attacked whenever his wife expressed her emotions.
Right.
But he eventually realized that her feelings weren't about him. They were about her own experience.
That's a huge realization.
It allows you to step back and see things from their point of view.
And that can really de-escalate a situation.
So it's not about winning the argument, it's about understanding each other.
Exactly. Now, speaking of arguments, Thomas and his wife actually came up with some ground rules for handling conflict.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, they decided to avoid name-calling and focus on the present issue.
That sounds helpful.
It is. It keeps things from spiraling out of control.
And did they have any other rules?
They also agreed to use I statements to express their feelings.
Oh, so instead of saying, you always do this.
Right. It's more like, I feel hurt when this happens.
That's much less accusatory.
Exactly. It takes the blame out of the equation.
I like that. And what about if things get too heated?
They agreed to take breaks.
That's a good idea.
It gives them a chance to cool down and come back to the conversation when they're both ready.
So they're not saying things they'll regret later.
Exactly. And Marie observed something really interesting about how they handle disagreements. They approach it as a team.
Oh, so they're not trying to defeat each other?
Exactly. They're working together to find a solution.
That's such a healthier way to approach conflict.
Absolutely. It keeps the relationship strong.
So what have we learned today?
Well, we've seen how important vulnerability is in communication.
Right.
And how active listening can really make a difference.
We've also learned about accepting our partner's emotions.
Yes, and how to handle conflict constructively.
These are all essential skills for any relationship.
Absolutely, whether it's romantic or not.
So I'm going to leave you with a question.
Okay.
How can you apply these insights to your own relationships?
That's a good one.
Think about it. Until next time.
See you then.
Keep diving deep.
Always. Bye, everyone. Bye.